Oh, what a dang. This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. And remember, here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we'd only just criticize to build and not to destroy. We are in the service of God and country. This is from the newsreel, where we endeavor to keep it real. Now, the very first story I would like to look at today, my brother, my sister, it's coming from my Joy Online, and it says, ECOWAS condemns coup in Niger. And I needed to come along so that we will look at this very carefully. ECOWAS condemns coup in Niger. And I read, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has denounced the coup d'etat in Niger. In the statement released on Wednesday, July 26, that's yesterday, the commission directed the perpetrators to release the democratically elected president without delay or conditions. The commission also warned those involved in the coup that they would be held accountable both by the international community and ECOWAS for the safety and security of the citizens of the president. On Wednesday, Niger's president, Mohamed Bazoum, was held hostage all day by presidential guards inside the presidential palace in the capital, Niamey. The presidency and security sources also said that ministries next to the palace were also blocked off, and staff inside the palace had been unable to access their offices. My brother, my sister, ECOWAS is talking Economic Commission for West African States, and that the coup d'etat in Niger is very much condemnable and very, very much horrible, and that power should be given back to the president. My brother, much as we condemn coup d'etats all over Africa and beyond, much as we all sit back and say that coup d'etats are very horrible and horrible as such, we must also look at the Akan saying that kukuru kukuru no jaya, kike kike no sube jai. There is never any smoke without fire. African leaders are, in fact, literally becoming thieves. Some African leaders have no respect for the people who brought them into power. Some African leaders have become extremely arrogant and foolish. That sometimes the last result, bad and horrible as it might be, might just be a coup d'etat. We condemn every coup d'etat because this is a leader who has been democratically elected. A leader who all the people decided to go to the ballot and decide to choose, and a majority of the chunk decided to go the way of the elected. Therefore, if we don't want him anymore, we must have a way of going back to the ballot or another such democratic means to get rid of these bad leaders. But my brother, my sister, I have asked this question time and again. Do we have impeachment in the constitution of any of these African countries? Yes, it might be there. But how many times has it worked? Has it ever been used? Once our leaders get elected, they think it's a walk in the park. They have no allegiance to us anymore. Remember when Nana Akufo-Addo wanted to be president? He sat in the trotro with us and drank Calipo. He shook hands with us, he embraced us. The moment he got the power, he became a demon. Nobody can get near him. Bodyguards are standing aside to slap anybody who wants to even say good morning, Mr. President. Today, my brother, my sister, see the arrogance we have in this country. The citizens are speaking. Leaders are refusing to listen. The citizens continue to talk in pain, yet the leaders do not feel the pain. The other day, one minister had over $1 million American sitting in the house. she poured hot water, allegedly, on her own house help, beat her up until she had a miscarriage from a pregnancy she just picked up. My brother, my sister, this minister, abhorrently, my brother, my sister, is speaking jazz in our ears, using puppets and political non-entities. My brother, my sister, see how the whole of Ghana has come to a standstill. We were chasing abokis on the street who had only $50 and $100, at most $500. We said they were the cause of the fluctuating Ghana cedi against the dollar. People who held only $500 at a time. We chased them up, beat them up on the streets of Accra. We embarrassed them. Some of them we picked up and locked up. But somebody had over $1 million American dollars sitting in her house. And the goatish thing, sheepish thing they could tell us, oh, you know, because she's a minister of state and because she has a police escort, the family believed that the money would be safe with her. Is she a bank? Is her house a bank? People who claim they are lawyers, Paula Dumotre, yet they are worse than people who have never been to school. They are worse than people who are supposed to be called infants. My brother, my sister. Oh, 80% of the money belonged to a dead man. The man died. And then part of the money also belonged to another person who also died. In fact, and when you look at this, you will see it clearly that they are toying with our sensibilities. This can bring a coup, like is happening in Niger. I am not calling for a coup. I am against every coup. I hate every coup. But sometimes, kukru no, a doswa ubeti kike. This president is a joker president. This president has no respect for the citizens of this nation. Now we are hearing that the presidential staffer has also been boggled and is all hard currency. Mr. President, are you not ashamed? Can you still come out and talk? In fact, I actually sympathize, not empathize, with Ken Ofori-Atta. My brother, whilst Ken Ofori-Atta was running helter-skelter, selling the whole nation to the IMF and the World Bank, a lot of these ministers were laughing at him and saying that, Sheno, look at him. They were hoarding so much hard cash, hard currency. And this man, sick as he is, knocking on the door of his grave, he's still running around, trying to salvage the last bit of respect that he can find. My brother, is this not annoying? A nation that is supposed to be a beacon of democracy, a nation that is supposed to be the gateway to Africa, a nation that is supposed, my brother, my sister, to be the land of Pan-Africanism. Today, it has been hijacked by urchins and scavengers. It has been hijacked, my brother, my sister, by people who have no respect for the indigents. Can this not bring a coup? I'm asking again. Much as a coup is very dangerous and bad, when there is a coup, a nation retards and deaccelerates, and we all begin to suffer. The nation becomes worse off. But my brother, anger, frustration can let a man do a lot of things to people and even to himself. It's frustration that makes people commit suicide. It's frustration that would make people take decisions that are untoward. ECOWAS, may I conclude this by asking you, have you taken the opportunity to call some of your dirty leaders to book? ECOWAS, have you ever sat back to say, hey, Ghana, Mr. President, the way you are behaving, you might be calling upon yourself something terrible. Can you whip them into line once in a while and not just be people who come to make a lot of noise when some of these coups d'etats happen? much as you have a mouth to condemn coup d'etats, you should also be quick enough to whip into line some of these dirty leaders who have no respect for their people. I leave it here. I'm reading this from 3news.com, the most authentic source of news online, and it says, brain drain in health sector. I pray Ghana doesn't suffer. And that is Dinah Hamilton. Of course, all she can do is to pray. She's a gospel woman. Award-winning gospel artist Dinah Hamilton has mentioned that, though worrying, there are several reasons why nurses are moving out of Ghana. Dinah Hamilton, who is also Ghanaian-trained, a Ghanaian-trained nurse, in an interview with Johnny Hughes on 3FM morning show, disclosed why she abandoned her job as a nurse to move to the UK. I moved about 20 years ago. My reason for moving then was because I realized that I was doing music and I was invited to the UK a lot. And because of that, I wasn't able to fully work here. And I was also not able to do what I had to do ministry-wise. So it became so clear that I had to go closer to where the calling was. And also to be able to do my work. I like that. Everybody has a reason for abandoning Ghana. No two ways about them thing, man. Everybody. And the sad thing is that, and I'm not talking about Dinah Hamilton per se, when they abandon the nation and they die, their families want to bring them here and bury. After all, Ghana needs manure. Ghana needs manure. So when they die abroad, they always bring them here so they can get compost manure. My brother, Ghana is only a graveyard. This is where people are buried. Unpatriotic people are all buried here. My brother, you have no reason to ever abandon your nation. Underline the word abandon. I understand. If you have to travel and work, like Dinah Hamilton has said. But remember, if it's at the detriment or to the detriment of your nation, you have to think twice. The great nations that existed did not all grow up rosy, shiny, and glittering. No. They went through hardship, but they were determined. Whilst others were busily slumbering, they burnt the midnight oil. Some of them died hungry. Some of them died whilst they put their shoulders to the wheel. In Ghana, the word sacrifice is only in the Bible and the English dictionary. It is not in the people. I also have a reason to leave this nation. There are countries around the world that will accept me more and even appreciate me for the intellect that I have and the talents that I have. But we have decided to stay here. Sometimes it's so painful how people would meet you on the street and throw insults at you. You hear some of these insults and you're like, had it not been the fact that I am so close to these people, this would never have happened. Can I just leave? But when you look at the bigger picture, you are not here because of Kwame. Neither are you here because of Mumuni. You are here because of Ghana. No matter what it is, stay and sacrifice. It's better to die while sacrificing than to run like a coward and go and live in another man's land, a land that has thrived because of sacrifice. And you claim that that is what? You are being smart? Or because your land has become bad? Imagine all Ghanaians who suffer, had no way of leaving this country to go to America or England. If all the people at the least provocation who fly out of this country now no longer have the means of flying out of the country, you know what it's going to be? We are going to be like goats in a pen. When we become too much, we will break the fence. I don't know how many people understand this. If all the frustrated people in this country have no way of going out, our nation will be better. How many people understand this? We would all stand firm and make sure that our dirty leaders are brought to book. But if the strong ones, any little thing they are running out of this country, who is going to stay and whip these idiots into power, into line? To God be the glory. Eric Mawena Egbeta is in the house. My brother, how are you doing? Everything good with